Hello everyone. Today let's solve the problem buns. This one. So you can read the entire question. This one. So they have clearly mentioned certain things in the question, and also they have clearly mentioned the input and output as well. They have given the example where for this input we have to get this desired output. So they have given two examples with the input and the desired output. So you can clearly see this one and just summarize the problem for you so that it is easy to understand. So what the question states, so Lavrenti, this guy, name. Lavrenti, a baker, has n grams of dough and m types of stuffing. So n grams of dough and also m types of stuffing, right? N grams of dough and m types of stuffing. So each type of stuffing requires a certain amount of dough and stuffing to make a bun, and each one can be sold for a specific price. So each one can be sold at a particular price. So additionally, Lavrenti can make buns without stuffing as well. So Lavrenti can make stuff. This is stuff with this one. What do you call dough, and this is stuff without dough. He can make the stuff, buns without stuffing as well, which also sells for a specific price. So this is one thing with this one, with dough and without dough. So this one, that is also sold for a specific price they have given. What is our main goal? Our main goal is to find the maximum amount of money Lavrenti can earn by making buns with or without stuffing while managing the available dough and stuffing. So without stuffing, this guy can make the bun, right? Here without stuffing, with stuffing he's going with, and here without stuffing he's going with buns. So we have to find the maximum amount of money Lavrenti can earn by making buns with or without stuffing while managing the available dough and stuffing. That's what the question states. We have to, in simple terms, we have to find the maximum amount of money, right? With or without stuffing. So I'll just delete this one. Let's discuss the approach. So just give me a second. So as usual, we'll go with the step-by-step approach, right? First step is, as always, we know we'll go with the input handling. I'll not explain this. If you know the previous problems, you'll be knowing input handling is same for most of the problems. We'll just read the input and set the encoding to UTF-8 and further carry on with the input handling. So that's what we'll be doing at this step. We'll not go deep into this one. Second step is we need to know about the knapsack problem approach. Nothing but this problem can be the approach that we are going with for this particular problem is dynamic programming. Why we'll go with dynamic programming? Let's discuss the same here. So we'll go with the knapsack problem approach. Nothing but it can be solved by DP, similar to knapsack problem. So where we try to maximize the value, nothing but maximize the value, nothing but maximize the money here. Maximize the value or the maximize money Lavrenti can earn by making buns. So this will be the second step. So approach and what we are doing. So we'll be making use of the DP and we'll try to maximize the value, money that Lavrenti can make by making buns, that Lavrenti can earn by making buns, Then third step, we will create the DP array. So we maintain the DP array where each entry of iterated value of the DP represents the maximum money Lavrenti can earn using exactly I grams of dough. That is the third step. Simple step. So you'll come to know once we start writing the code. This one, third and fourth step mainly. Third, fourth, and fifth. So fourth fourth step will be, we'll go with the base case. What's the base case? So buns without stuffing. So with stuffing also, it is sold for the particular price, and without stuffing also, he's earning, right? it is the buns are sold at the particular price. So we will first fill the DP array considering only buns without stuffing. This is without. So let me write. We'll fill the DP array first without stuffing. So this is fourth step. This is the base case. Without stuffing, we'll be filling the DP array. So that's what we had discussed in the problem, right? Mainly. So buns with stuffing is the next step. For each type of stuffing, we calculate the maximum number of buns Leverenti can make and update the DP array accordingly. This is nothing but same thing with stuffing. I'll just write WS. This one will calculate. After fifth step, we'll go with the sixth one, nothing but maximization. So here we are going with the iteration or iteratively updating the DP array. So we are not using the recursive method. We'll go with the iterative method. So maximization is nothing but we are iteratively what we'll do, we have to update the dynamic DP array iteratively, right? So we are updating the DP array iteratively to ensure we always keep track of the maximum money Leverenti can earn for a given amount of dough. So at the end of this one, mainly what we need to calculate, we have to calculate with or without stuffing the Leverenti can make the maximum money by selling the buns. That's what we have to calculate. So after this one, this is sixth step. Iteratively calculating the maximum amount of money Leverenti can make. This is in the sixth step. And finally, what we will do, we'll output the result. As we are making use of JavaScript or not, we'll be making use of the console log to print the result. So I'll just give output in this case. Out I'll just give. So this is the approach that we will be going with for this particular problem. I'll just remove this one. So yeah, let's write the code. We'll understand clearly. So first, as usual, I'll just go process.standard input resume. So the input. Next, we'll set the to encoding to UTF-8. UTF-8. So next step will be storing the input as a single string. Also, we will track the current line of the input that is being processed. How can we give that? Input string equals let current line equals, we'll set this one to 0. First, we are storing the input as a single string. Then we will track the current line of the input that is being stored. Next, let's collect the input. Let's make use of the event listener for this. So I'll just give process standard input on. Let's get data input. This has to be stdin. So let's assign the input string to input stdin. So this is it for this. Next, I'll just copy the same thing and make the necessary changes. So let me copy this one. Here, when all the input is collected, we have to process. After collecting all the input, we have to process, right? So for that purpose, let me delete this one. Let me delete this one as well. Instead of data, let me give end here. This one here, we are not appending anything here. So let me remove plus here. Instead of input stdin, it will be input.string. Let's trim all the white spaces. Also, we have to read the individual lines. So individual lines of input. So I'll be making use of /n. Also, we'll just map. In the individual lines, we have to remove the white spaces, right, for the distinct numbers. So for that purpose, I'll just make use of the string. Let's remove the white spaces. So this is one thing. Hope this is clear. So this is fine. Next, after this, we have to call the main function. So here we need to call the main function, where inside the main function, we'll be writing the main logic or the core logic. So we have not yet written the main function. So let's call the main function once we write the main function. Let's leave space over here. So next, let's write the helper function. Nothing but we have to, after reading the first line, we need to read the second line, the distinct input, next input, right? After reading the second line of input, we have to read the third line of input as well. For that, let me make use of let me write the readLine function here. I'll just return this is not readLine, input string. Let's increment the current line. So it goes to the next line and we are able to read the next line of the input. Next, let's write the main function, or inside this one, we'll be writing the core logic or the main logic. So first, let's read the first line of the input. So I'll be making use of destructuring operator. You can individually assign the variable as well. So in my case, I'll be making use of destructuring operator. So I'll just give C0 plus D0. This will be read line split to by this one to leave the spaces, right, between the input, distinct inputs. So for that case, I'll leave the split. I'll be making use of the split. And also let's map. This will be of the type number. So you can make use of the big int as well. If you are dealing with the large numbers, we can go with big int as well. In my case, I'll be making use of number. After this, let's initialize the DP array, where DP of x, nothing but the x of DP, DP of x will store the maximum money that is earned using the x gram of dough. So I'll just give let DP equals new array of n plus 1 here. Let's fill this one initially with 0. This is simple. Next, after initialization, we'll go with the iteration. Next, what we'll be doing, mainly, we will handle the case of making buns without stuffing. That's what we'll do. So for this, I'll just go with iteration. I'll just give a equals 0. A less than or equal to n, right? Or less than or equal to n. Yeah. A. Let's increment this one. After this, let's fill the DP array with the plain buns. So DP of A, I can just give mat.floor. Here I can, instead of the mat.floor, I'll be making use of double tilde operator. So this is somewhat faster compared to mat.floor. You can make use of mat.floor as well. That works absolutely fine. So let me give C0 here into D0. This is fine. Nothing but we are filling the DP array with the plain buns in this step, in simple terms. Next, we need to handle the each stuffing type. So for that, again, we'll be performing iteration. So here I'll just give I equals 0. In this case, it will be I less than m, not I less than or equal to m. I less than m, yeah. So this one, again, I'll make use of the destructuring operator. Let me take A, B, C, and D. This will be same thing. First we will read, then we will make use of split for the space between the distinct numbers, and also let's map this one. This is of number type, so we'll be mapping this one. Finally, let's make a copy of the current DP array for this iteration. I'll just give let DP2 second one. Let create the new array of size n plus 1. Let's iterate this one again. This will be, I have already considered I. Let me give j less than or equal to n. Less than or equal to we have to give, right? So this is fine. Then dp2 of j, this one, this will be dp of j. So this is fine. So I hope this step is clear. Next, what we will do, for each amount of dough available, that is from 0 to n, we have to calculate the maximum money. So our main aim is to calculate the maximum money with or without stuffing. So now here what we are doing, for each amount of the dough available from 0 to n, we are calculating the maximum money. Again, I'll be going with the iteration. Let me make use of the for loop again. For let amount equals 0, amount less than or equal to n. Let's increment the. So after this, let's calculate the number of buns we can make with this stuffing, with the stuffing, right? So this is up to available stuffing amount A. So we have considered A, right? A or, yeah, A itself, A itself, right? Just give me a second. A itself, right? Yeah, A itself. So I'll just give for let u equals 0, u less than or equal to A. Let's increment u. This is fine. Next, let's how many buns can we make with u grams of stuffing? We'll make use of Matplotlib for this. We'll be dividing u by b. So I'll just give how many we can create. I'll just make use of the create variable name, and I'll just give, instead of the math.floor, I'll just make use of the double tilde operator. So I'll just give u by b here. Next, let raw equals create into c. This is fine. Next, if we don't have enough dough, we'll skip the case. So this one I can just write it directly. If raw is greater than amount, then we can just give continue over here. If you don't know continue and break, you can just Google it and see the example. You'll just understand it very easily. So next, we'll update dp2 for amount amt grams of dough. Amount of grams for dough by considering making buns with this stuffing. So we need the maximum, this one, right? Maximum amount. So we can directly make use of, if we need the maximum amount, then we can directly make use of mat.max in this case. So I'll just write dp2 amount here. This will be mat.max of dp2 of amount. This is fine. dp amount minus raw, this one, plus create into d. This one is fine. So after this step, there is only one thing remaining, that we need to update the dp array to reflect the best results after considering the stuffing type. That is nothing but we are initializing the dp2 in simple terms. So here we'll get the output. Finally, what we have to do, we need to print the result. So nothing but we need to output the maximum money. In the question they have clearly mentioned, we have to output the maximum money Leverenti can earn with n grams of dough. Nothing but in simple terms, we will be, for printing, I'll just make use of console log. This will be dp of n. So this is it. After writing, let's call the main function over here. This is fine. I'll just come here. Let me copy this one, paste it over here. We need to get the output 241, right? So yeah, let me hit the run button. Let this denote as a lexically bound name, line number 33. Let's check here. So yeah, twice I have made use of the let, right? So yeah, let me run this one again. Yeah, so now we are getting this correct. We are getting the output 241. So the code works absolutely correct. Let's check with the second input as well. We need to get output 200. So yeah, this works absolutely correct. Just give me a second. Let me come over here. Let me click on submit code. Buns, right? Let me paste the solution here. Let me hit the submit. So let's wait for some time. I hope this works completely for all the test cases. So yeah, you can clearly see this got accepted, right? So this code works absolutely fine. So I had inside this one I had mentioned let twice, I think. So that is the reason we were getting this one error. So now the code works absolutely correct. This is it. Thanks for watching, guys.